everybody. My name is Tori, and I'm the Executive Director of the Enid Symphony Orchestra. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing not only ESO Artistic Director Douglas Newell, but two stars on our upcoming Harvest Wine series. We have Lindsay Newell and Luana Newell also on the show today. So welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so today we're going to talk about our final Harvest Wine show. It'll be on Saturday, August 24th at 7 p.m. And we originally had opera singer Brett Payne for the show, but he unfortunately had to step down, and we're really excited to announce that we'll be having Doug, Luana, and Lindsay on the show instead. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that, but before we do, I want to thank our sponsor for the Harvest Wine series, Edward Jones, who has been sponsoring this series for the past several years now, making all of this happen. We also receive season support from the Oklahoma Arts Council, the National Endowment for the Arts, Park Avenue Thrift right here in Enid, Messer-Bowers Insurance Company, and Security National Bank. So, anyways.
It's quite a list.
Oh, yes. We have a lot of wonderful supporters here in town that we could not do any of our productions without. So, it's very interesting to have three people here on this show. I don't believe we've ever done anything like this before, so it's very exciting for today.
Three Newells.
Exactly. Three Newells. Brady Bunch, watch out. More like the Newell Bunch. So what can listeners expect to hear on the final Harvest Wine concert?
I'll take that for 10. Music.
Music, just music, no acting, no dancing, jesting with the audience.
I'll take that for 20. Now, this is going to be a program of songs, great American romantic songs. Are you singing any French songs?
There's a French, there's an Argentinian song.
You're singing an Argentinian?
Yeah, I'm mixing it up.
What a deal. Well, this all goes back to the origin of the Harvest Wine series, which began with a performance that Luana and I did a number of years ago as a fundraiser for the symphony. Mm-hmm. And we just coined the phrase, the maestro and the missus. And we got together and picked out some songs. What did we pick out? Do you remember?
Mostly Gershwin and songs by George Gershwin, Cole Porter, a few other American, songbook standards mixed in. And it originally kind of traced how we met and our romance.
I was going to say, you were going for the R word. I think that's lovely.
Yes.
There. And so we basically in music told the story of meeting, and there was about an 8-year romance there. Wasn't before we were married. There were 12 proposals and several cancellations and something like this.
And lots of exaggeration.
And the middle of the show features the song "Let's Call the Whole Thing Off." Well, anyhow, go ahead, dear.
No, you summed it up. There were only a few proposals, but it was more than one.
It was more than one. Yes, I understand that.
How I define a few is somewhere between 2 and 6, and so that's not very many.
Well, it was between 2 and 6. You are correct.
There we go.
That is true. But anyhow, all that aside, we each play the piano, and we each sing, and we play and sing for each other. And then we do duets where one of us plays and sings and the other doesn't. They just sing instead. So it's a lot of fun. And yes, we're going to go ahead. We won't give away the ending of the show. But
making no promises.
Oh my goodness.
The suspense.
Now you understand the 5-6 proposal thing? You're getting it? You're understanding? By the way, this is family relations programming, so enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And so, I haven't met a single person in Enid who does not know who Doug and Luana Newell are. But if you're one of those listeners tuning in today that don't know, Doug and Luana are sort of the musical dynamic duo here in Enid. Everybody knows you have worked all throughout Enid. You know, you guys have been here for 43?
No,
This is
41.
42.
42, okay.
Beginning 42.
starting 42.
I was close. For 42 years. So, you know, I talk all the time on the show with Doug about symphony happenings. Luana, what do you do here in Enid? And, you know, you teach out in Alva. Can you talk about that a little bit and sort of like your background as a soprano?
Oh, well, in Enid, I've taught voice students practically since I came in 1983, and worked in various churches. Did a lot of church work, so I've got to know a lot of people through church work. And most recently, I've been teaching at Northwestern Oklahoma State University in Alva since 2010, I think is when I went back. I was there a little bit in the 90s, but back and finally full-time, and I love teaching voice and music and meeting all the students. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Did I answer the question?
Yes, very well.
But we also raised a family here.
Of course.
It's a wonderful place to raise a family.
4 children. There we go.
Four
children
children.
later.
Lindsay is number 2,
I was going to say a wonderful result. Sitting right here.
and she's pursued well, you know, we weren't really actors, except at dinner time. But anyhow, or when we'd go on road trips, things like that. But Lindsay,
Singers have to be actors.
Not necessarily, but
so do husbands, but I
some
wasn't going
good
to bring
ones
it up.
are. You're right.
Anyhow, so Lindsay is the actress supreme in the house, and she's also the one who sings quite beautifully, and she's going to join us on this program. Tell us what you're going to sing.
Some stuff.
Just
No.
stuff?
Name
Well,
names.
Stuff. No. Well, while I was in LA, I did sing and perform with a vintage vocal group called the Satin Dolls, Dolls with a Z. I would be remiss if I didn't say that. And when the pandemic hit, and just like everybody experienced that domino fall of shows going away, we pivoted to online content. And I did a baking live stream every week for 2 years, and then it went to like every month or month and a half, and I quit after 3 years because I had a baby all of a sudden. But to add the musical element into my baking streams, I picked up the ukulele, which we sometimes feature in some of our tiki shows. And I learned the ukulele, and I've fallen in love with that as a hobby. And so I'm going to be playing some songs, some jazz, a little Doris Day, a little Edith Piaf or Louis Armstrong, depending on who you heard it from. But I will be accompanying myself on the ukulele with a few Ella Fitzgerald songs, stuff like that.
she's an amazing ukulele player.
I'm a good self-taught ukulele
I'm talking
player.
about Ella. She was.
She never played the ukulele. Well, we don't actually know that. She could have had a hidden talent that she just didn't share with the world. And
I've been around longer.
Then Ella? Or
No.
then Lindsay?
No. I just know these things
I
anyway.
mean, I would hope so.
Ask us some more questions. We have more tomfoolery we can come up with than you can imagine.
I don't even need to be here. You guys are like giving us an idea without even me being here of what we can expect on that Saturday night. You know, you guys just have like a fantastic dynamic of just playing off of each other. I know that the show is called Maestro and the Misses, but I feel like it should be called something else. Maestro and the Misses
plus
Generations.
Maestro and the Misses, the sequel.
generation.
The Reckoning.
Yes.
Zuns or Zun?
Generations.
Generations.
plural.
There are going to be 3 generations on stage.
With a Z.
Oh, but you'll just have to be there to figure out how that 3-generation thing happens.
Yes.
Leave them in suspense.
About?
About what they're going to
About
sing.
who's going to be here.
Oh,
Why they have to show up.
would you jump in with something, please? I got nothing left.
Doug's digging this hole right now.
Well, go
Burrowing,
ahead, throw the dirt in
burrowing.
over me.
So I just have to ask, you guys are so musical, and just, you grew up in such a musical family. Like, what was that like, kind of growing up with two opera singers and people who were so heavily involved in the music scene? And how do you feel like that shaped your career as it is today?
Oh gosh. Well, it made life always very interesting. I'm sure if you asked my friends that question, they would have a different answer, because, I'm the person who can't stop singing, much to
It's true.
silences.
Very true.
I don't know what the word is. I had a baby. My brain doesn't work anymore. But
Heard of baby brain?
it's a real thing, and yeah, the baby's fun. The brain is not. But yeah, I think it showed us anything is possible, and especially now being a mother, because I had the example that I can be both a parent and artist, I'm really excited to be able to pass that on to my daughter and show her that she contains multitudes and can be all of those multitudes that she is herself. And it'll be interesting to see as she grows up, when she gets into the school system, how she copes with people not singing every activity and thing that she does, because she gets what I got, which was music all the time.
Yeah, and I've been over at your guys' house too as well, and there's always some sort of music happening, whether that's someone singing or someone doing stand-up comedy. And
Who could that be?
What?
and even I notice, little Lilith, even she's trying to mimic the singing, like with babbling or with like mouth movement and everything. Like, you can even tell, like, she herself is starting to sing. And how old is she now?
10 months.
Oh my goodness. So not even a year old, and she's well on her way.
Yes, very well on her way. And she knows how to get what she wants. She's already started saying, "Hey, Doug." And Grandma. We think.
No, it's very clear. She says, "Hey, Doug."
It's very clear.
Can you tell, so where did Hey Doug come from? I hear Grandma and I hear Mom and Dad, but...
Me.
Do you know
Not
where it
Grandpa.
came from?
Well, one theory is that he was not ready to be Grandpa.
I'm
He was still
not,
holding
too
on
young.
to his youth
What
that
is
he
this?
maintains very well. But the other, probably more logical theory has to do with the fact that they're easier sounds for babies to make. Huh and duh. So
and
hey and hey Doug. So he theorized that if he called himself Hey Doug, all of his grandchildren would be able to say his name before anybody else's.
Then it's worked every time.
Well, I think they do get Mama first, but Grandma takes a while. I don't care. I just wanted to be Grandma.
As long as it happens. And
right.
it does.
It does. It may not sound like Grandma at first, but it's there.
It only cost me $5 per child.
Per time that they say it?
No, when they say it before they say Grandma.
Oh, you give them $5.
So how much are you out at this point?
Well, $20 for grandchildren.
Had to count how many grandchildren there were.
Well,
Wheels are turning.
they do live out of town. It's not like, well, never mind. Wow.
I feel like we've strayed from
Just a
the
bit.
original purpose of this discussion.
So why did you want to be a singer?
I don't know. I just loved it.
Okay. Why did you want to be an actress singer?
Oh, same reason. I feel most myself in those situations.
Why did you want to play the flute?
Because all of my friends were in band. and I knew how to play recorder, so I thought flute would be the same thing, and I was horribly wrong. But I stuck with it, and so it wasn't that bad.
Very good.
Why did you go into singing, Doug?
Why did I go into singing? Well, my father had a beautiful voice. He was our church choir director, and we grew up singing. And so it's just a very natural thing. My older mother made all of us, I don't say made, but all of us, she insisted that there were 4 sons, and she insisted we all study piano. We all did. Roger and I, the second brother, did the most singing. John's an accomplished pianist and composer. Jack was a church pianist and organist. And then there's whatever I turned out to be. But
A musician.
a musician, God bless you, that's a lovely thing. That's a lovely thing to hear. So, you know, it's one of those things, I never questioned it from earliest times. I just wanted to do music, and there was a period I wanted to be an architect, you know. There was a period I wanted to be a piano major in college, had some very fine teachers. Now I'm taking violin lessons again, and you know that's just a world of fun and very gratifying to me. I don't share it too often, but it's my business, and I enjoy it. It all goes to everything you do musically makes you a better conductor, and you know that's all new ways of hearing. Everything you learn, every type of music, everything you listen to. Expands your horizons. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine life without being a student forever. So.
And you know, and speaking of history, and I know we were kind of joking a little bit earlier about the number of proposals and whatnot, but you know, I'd love to hear about how you two met, and then how like that turned into not only like obviously like a romantic relationship, but also a professional relationship too, because you guys have done Maestro and the Misses, and because you guys have collaborated and done lots of projects here in town. How did you guys come together and meet?
Do you want her version or the truth? You go first.
We met when I went to audition for graduate school at New England Conservatory, and actually it's because of my best friend from college. She recognized Doug because it's a really long story, but we went to the same college but at different times. He had transferred away before I became a student, but my best friend had met him at some point, and she recognized Doug in the myriad of people at the conservatory when I was there to audition. And she said, "Excuse me, you don't know me, but my name is Libby Greeley," and not Greeley, it was Libby Haggard at the time. And she said, "I went to Pfeiffer College," and Doug immediately showed us around. I was totally uninterested, had another boyfriend at the time, but long story short, I did go to the conservatory. When I saw him conduct, I just kind of went, "Oh my gosh, what a fabulous musician he is." I was smitten at that point. So the
You've
rest
never
is history.
told me this. That is wonderful. I highly recommend being on Enid Communications television. You will learn things that will enhance your life. Like, you can't believe this is really going. I love this.
Better
This
than
is
marriage
marvelous.
therapy.
Yeah. It's basically counseling before the entire world.
Well, that's true.
Well, and she was a soprano. I mean, and you know, we would we ride into school together, and
He taught me to drive in Boston.
not to
That
stop
was
in the
scary.
middle of the street and pick up a penny that you saw because of the oncoming traffic. Do you know, something
that
like
too.
Oh,
that,
my goodness.
That did happen like the third day we were together at school, but nonetheless, you know, I knew a lot of the music she was studying, and we would, you know, play and sing and.
And then he was just
Stuff.
kind enough to give me opportunities to sing with the symphony if there was a piece that required it. And I've been really grateful to have those opportunities. It's been wonderful because not every soprano gets to perform some of the things that I've had the opportunity to perform with the Enid Symphony. Yeah, I started to go further, but
Go
I'll
ahead.
stop there.
I'm enjoying this. Go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking, and that glorious hall that we have, the Enid Symphony Hall. If you're not a musician, you still appreciate the building because it's so beautiful, and you enjoy things there, but you don't know why. It's because it's an intimate space with beautiful acoustics that make it easy to play and sing music, and allows us to be the very best that we can be. So Enid Symphony Hall is the best.
Yeah, if you think you sound good singing in the shower, just go up to the Enid Symphony Hall.
There you go.
Amazing.
It is. It is truly a beautiful place. So with all these puzzle pieces that fall into place, and you never planned that. No one, when Doug first showed me the hall, I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding. This is a mess. But he had the vision. He could see things. I'm more practical and like, okay, this is the way it is. This is what we've got to do. And Doug sees the possibilities. So that is a special, special gift. How did we get off on this?
No, this is wonderful. I feel like, everybody, like, so many people know who you are, and you as well. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh, I work with Doug Newell, and they're like, how's Lindsay? How's Lauren? How's Leslie? Or occasionally
Christian.
Christian.
No, I'm
He's
not
the other
Christian,
one.
but I know
other
Christian.
one.
Poor Christian.
We love you, Christian.
Yes, he's
We love Christian.
the little one who's
We love all of them.
that
Who's
tall
the
and-
The
tallest?
little one.
The little one who's the tallest.
my age. No, I'm older, so I get that
Yeah.
that superiority. No, but everybody knows who you are in town, whether it's working with you through music or going to school or like seeing you out in the community. But it's really nice because people know who you are, but they don't know your backstory. They know what you do in the community, but they don't know how you met. They don't know, how you got into music or how, musically diverse your family is and what happened. So I think it's really important for the community to know what you guys are all about, And, like you've moved here, moved back from Los Angeles with with your husband Ryan and little Lilith, and you've got a project coming up here in Enid. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What's happening at the Symphony Hall?
Oh, the acting
Yes.
stuff? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna teach people acting. That's the gist of it.
You make it sound so casual, but it's this really exciting project.
I was gonna teach you how to be an actor, it's fine.
Right, yeah. From an
no.
LA actress, no big deal.
Yes, I did teach at one of the more reputable studios out in Los Angeles my last few years there, where I also studied. And while I'm here, I am just going to keep teaching because it's a way for me to stay connected to my craft and also go deeper on a different level. And I enjoyed it out in Los Angeles, getting to watch the progression of all of the students. It's a different kind of rewarding when you see somebody taking your advice and putting it to work every week and putting in that work and then getting the results eventually. And yes, so I'm going to offer on-camera classes for ages 15 and up, a sitcom acting class for, again, ages 15 and up, where it's strictly shows like The Big Bang, multi-camera shows, Big Bang, what else? Friends was multicam, Frasier, which is now back, and even single camera. So comedy, but very specific for the television format. And then I've got kids classes for ages 7 to 14. That baby brain is just
Hey,
on fire
17.
today. But 7 to 14, and yeah, that'll start the first week of September. And really, it's whether you want to really be an actor or it's just something that's always interested you and you thought, maybe I'd like to try this out. You want to shake up your weeknight routine. All experience and interest levels are welcome. I'm aimed to meet you where you are in both your goals and your experience, and from there we'll just play and have fun. And I think the arts in general are this way, but acting in particular is about humanity. It was Stanislavski who wrote the purpose of acting is to illuminate the human condition.
Yes.
That's very schmarmy, marmy, intellectual, fancy pants for we're just showing humans being humans.
Right.
And
the experience.
And I think everybody has it in them to be a musician or be an artist of any type. And I would just love for people to have the opportunity to explore that. Again, whether it's something you want to do with your life or like the younger students that I have, or just something that you think might be cool. I encourage you to check it out. So thanks for that plug, man.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, we got to illuminate the people of Enid, all of the good things in the arts that we have going on, not only at the Enid Symphony Center, but out in the community as well. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I do think that's all that we have time for today. So just to sort of sum up, Saturday, August 24th at 7 p.m., we have a very, very exciting, crazy night planned. From what it sounds, a variety of genres from these wonderful, wonderful people here, not only musicians and guest artists, but just wonderful human beings, part of the, I don't know if we should call you the Newell Bunch. We've got to come up with a cool stage name for...
Von Newell family singers.
The Von Newell, oh, right, Sound of Music. We'll think about it. We're coming up with a stage name. But it's going to be an incredible night, 7 o'clock. Tickets are only $15 and includes a glass of wine. Why not have free wine and witness these people up on stage? It's going to be an incredible night. And a potential cameo appearance by a little one who's the cutest.
Just have to see.
So if you're interested in learning more about not only this concert, what's happening at the Symphony Hall, visit our website at enidsymphony.org. Give us a call at 580-237-9646. Stop by the Symphony Hall. We're open 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. We're at 301 West Broadway. Even if you just want to come see the space that Luana was talking about, one of the most gorgeous places in town. Definitely come check us out. So thank you so much to Douglas, Luana, and Lindsay for joining me today, and thank you to everyone else as well.
Thank
Come
you.
on to the show.
Thank you.